Hi students, welcome to chemistry class. So in the previous classes we have discussed about atom atomic mass, gram atomic mass, molecular mass. Now in this class we are going to learn about ions and what is meant by ions, what are different types of ions. So let's see that. So let's say what is meant by ions. So ions, these are charged species. The charged species are called ions. So when they will get charges, what kind of charges they may get? So they may get either positive charge or they may get negative charge. So here, depending upon the atoms of element, whether they having positive or negative charges, these ions are further classified into two types. So it include cation cations and another one anions, cations and anions. So cations means, so these are the ions having positive charges. So positively charged particles are called cations. Positively charged particles are called cations. Say for example, Na plus, Ca2 plus, Mg2 plus. So here these are the ions. So these are their respective charges. Then coming to anion. So anions are negatively charged particles. Negatively charged particles are called anions. Negatively charged particles are called as anions. Say example, Cl minus, Br minus, S2 minus. So these are example for cation and anion. So here some of the elements they group together and they may having either positive charges or they may have negative charges. So these group of atoms having charges are called as polyatomic ions. Polyatomic ions means group of atoms having charges. Group of atoms having charge on them are called polyatomic ions. So even though here it is the polyatomic ions contains the two or more than two, so we have to consider it as a single unit. Say for example NH4 1 plus. So here this is the name of this ion is ammonium ion. This ammonium ion consists of two different atoms, one is nitrogen and four hydrogen atoms. So here even though it contains two different elements, we have to consider this as a single unit. So then it is called as polyatomic ion. Similarly CO3 2 minus. Again here also it consists of two elements, carbon and oxygen having charge 2 minus. Like that one more HCO3 1 minus. So in this case it consists of three elements and having charge of 1 minus. So like that, if the ions consisting of two or more atoms and having charges, either positive charge or negative charges, are called as polyatomic ions. So these are about ions. Now let's see that how to write chemical formula. Chemical formula. So chemical formula, it represent is the short form of a chemical compound. Means here the compounds, the chemical in a chemical compound, whatever the atoms are involved, we can write by some symbols. The symbolic representation of a chemical compound is called as chemical formula. So chemical formula is symbolic representation of a chemical compound. Symbolic representation of a chemical compound is called chemical formula. Is called chemical formula. So let's see how to write chemical formula. So in order to write chemical formula, actually what do we need? So first we have to discuss that. In order to write chemical formula, so we need, first we should know that the symbol of an element. Okay, without knowing a symbol you cannot write the chemical formula. Say, and another thing is that valency. So valency of the elements. So in the coming next topic we will learn about what is actually the valency and how to find the valency of different element. So for in this class we just briefly discuss that valency is nothing but combining capacity. So valency is nothing but combining capacity of an element. Combining capacity of an element means in order to combine, sometimes elements they have to lose electron or has to gain electron or has to go for sharing electron. In that combining capacity is what we call valency. Okay, so these are two are very essential. for writing the chemical formula, and there are some few procedures are there that we had to follow. Now we will discuss different valency of different elements, and you have to remember this. So if you remember the valency and the symbol, then it is easy to write the chemical formula. So this concept is very important. Okay, now I'll give different examples. So till I have written the valency of 1 to 20 elements. So those are given in the periodic table. 1 to 20 elements. I have written the valency of these 20 elements. Now apart from these elements, we have to remember some more valency of other elements also. So while writing formula, those are also very necessary. So I will write that one. So up to 20 you have to remember. These are, you should be remembering a correct sequence. You should not change the order. So try to remember like this. So now these are the some of the valencies of elements. So apart from this, we have to remember some more valency of polyatomic ions. So note on that one also. So these are some of the important polyatomic ions. So you had to practice this also, and you had to remember their respective symbol and valency. Now after knowing the valency of some elements and polyatomic ions, now let's see how to write chemical formula. So while writing chemical formula, as I said that we should know the symbol and as well as valency. So here there are some rules we have to follow while writing chemical formula. So let's see with the example, then it will become easy for you to write. Say for example, hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride. See that, so while writing chemical formula, always we have to write first cation, then followed by the anion. Means positively charged particles we have to write first, then followed by the negative charged particle. So that is anion. So hydrogen, it is a cation. So first we will write H. Chloride, it is ionic form of a chlorine and its symbol is Cl. Chlorine is atom, chloride is ionic state. So then hydrogen valency is 1 and here also valency is 1. See here, if both of the elements, both of them having the same valency, then just cancel each other. Then write the elements together, HCl. So the formula of hydrogen chloride is HCl. Similarly, if it is 2 is there, then again just cancel each other. So let's see one example. Calcium sulfate. So here the symbol of calcium is Ca and that of sulfate is SO4. Okay, the valence of calcium is 2 and that of sulfate is 2. So now look at here, it's an element, it is a calcium and it is a polyatomic ion. In both the cases they contain 2. Same valency, get cancel each other, then write together CaSO4. So the formula of calcium is Ca, calcium sulfate is CaSO4. This is how you have to remember valency, cancel each other and write the symbols together. So this is how you have to write the formulas. Okay. So let's see some other examples. Hydrogen sulfide. So let's see, hydrogen is, we know that it is H. Sulfide, it is the ionic form of sulfur. So ionic state and atomic state, the symbol is same. Now valency of hydrogen is 1 and sulfur is 2. Now we have different valencies. In this case we have to cross their valency. See here, we have to cross the respective valence, means so the valency of the sulfur, it goes at the base of the hydrogen, at the right lower corner of the hydrogen, and valency of hydrogen, it go right side lower corner of the sulfur. Say hydrogen, these two will come here, and sulfur, it is 1. So here if you write 1, or we may not write 1, there is no difference at all. So that is mentioning of 1, it is not necessary. Then we can write it as H2. Yes, means it does not make any difference if you write 1 or not. So that in case of it is 1, so we can neglect this and we can write the formula as H2S. So the formula of hydrogen sulfide is H2S. Let's take one more example. Carbon dioxide. So symbol of carbon is C. Oxygen is O. Oxygen is oxide, nothing but oxygen, it is O. So valency of carbon is 4 and oxygen is 2. Now we have to cross their respective valencies, then C2O4. So then if you simplify this one, then you can get CO2. So just we have simplified ratio of carbon oxygen as CO2. Now the formula of carbon dioxide is CO2. So this is how we have to write. Let's see some more other examples. Carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride. So you need not worry about this one. Tetra, di. See why it is called di means there are two oxygen atoms are there, hence it is called as dioxide. So you have to concentrate only on the symbol. Carbon, oxide means oxygen. So while writing formula, concentrate on those elements, automatically you will get the name carbon dioxide. Now again here also carbon tetrachloride. Now we have to concentrate how many elements are there. Say carbon is there, write as it is. Don't think about tetra, leave it aside. Then take chloride means nothing but chlorine, take Cl. Okay, what is the valency of carbon? Now it is 4 and that of chlorine is 1. So again crossing their valencies. See here, while we are using this arrow mark means the valency has to go at the bottom of or the base of the respective element. So we are not simply writing this one. This is indicating that it has to go. Okay, sometimes many of the students they will write only the just write the symbol and simply they will put into mark and they write the same wrong format. So this indicator we are showing arrow mark. See that this has to go here and this valency has to go here. So that is the representation of showing arrow mark. So now this carbon and another element is chlorine, means this 4 has to go this side, and again 1 here, so we can neglect that, then the formula will become CCl4. You see that we call it as carbon tetrachloride. Carbon is there, and that of tetrachloride, there are 4 chlorine atom, so hence it is called tetrachloride. So here writing formula, if it is carbon is also a non-metal, chlorine is also a non-metal. In that cases, so whatever the chemical is name given, according that we have to write. If the chemical compound consisting of metal and non-metal, in that cases, first always you have to write metal, then followed by the non-metal. So let's see some examples. Say sodium chloride. So here sodium is a metal and chloride is a non-metal. Okay, so valence of sodium is 1, chlorine is 1, means while if the elements containing metal and non-metal, in that case first we have to write metals first, followed by the non-metal, then both of them having same valency get cancel each other, then write the symbols together, then it forms sodium chloride, that is NaCl. So let's see some other examples. Calcium hydroxide. Now this is somewhat different case. See, look at here. One is having atom, another one is having polyatomic ions. Say calcium, symbol is Ca, and hydroxide is OH. So we know that valence of calcium is 2 and hydroxide is 1. Now again we have to show crossing of their respective valencies. Okay, now Ca and write OH. Now this 2 has to go at the bottom of the OH, so we are going to write 2. See here, while discussing polyatomic ions, we said that polyatomic means it is made up of group of atoms having respective charge. Means we have to consider this unit, these 2 elements as a single unit. Okay, then if we consider these 2 elements as a single unit, whatever the values we apply here, this value should be belongs to both the elements. So if you write 2 at the bottom of the bottom of the hydrogen, means this 2 belongs to hydrogen only. It is not applicable to oxygen. So in order to apply this 2 for both the elements, in that cases we put bracket OH2, or we call it as OH twice. Means now if you write 2 after the bracket, that means that this 2 belongs to both oxygen as well as hydrogen. So how to pronounce this? CaOH twice. So the name is calcium hydroxide. See here, when we have to write bracket, so majority of the question they ask this question. You see that one of the polyatomic ion having different valency than other element, in that cases we have to write bracket. Okay, both of them having same valency, then strike out there itself. In that cases you need not to write any bracket. If one of them having different valency, in that cases write bracket for polyatomic ions. So this is one example. Let's see one more another example. Calcium nitrate. Say calcium symbol is Ca, nitrate is NO3, and valence of calcium is 1 and nitrate is 2. So crossing the valencies, then we'll get calcium is 2, nitrate is 1, NO3. So valence of calcium is 2, nitrate is 1. Then so these two belongs to both the element. So in this case we put bracket and write 2 and pronounce it as CaNO3 twice, calcium nitrate. So this is another example. Let's see two more examples. Aluminium chloride. Aluminium chloride. Say symbol is Al and chloride is, we know that this is Cl. So valence of aluminium is 3 and that of chlorine is 1. So crossing their valencies, so you'll get formula is AlCl3. This is aluminium chloride. Now here, so this is not a polyatomic ion and it is not necessary put bracket for chlorine. And let's say one more. Ammonium sulfate. This is very important one. Now concentrate here. So ammonium is symbol is NH4 and sulfate is SO4. See, now look at here. Both of them are polyatomic ions. Now valence of ammonium is 1 and sulfate is 2. Now again crossing valencies. Now look at here, where you have to put bracket means, say this one, it is going at the bottom of SO4. So in that cases, if where the valency one is going towards another side, in that cases for that ions are polyatomic ions, you need to put bracket. So if it is other than 1, then you have to bracket for opposite charges. Say look at here, NH4. So here we are crossing the valency, the 2, it is different from the 1. So we have to write bracket, then write SO4 because we are writing 1. So there is no difference at all. So it is not necessary to write 1 for SO4. So the formula is NH4 twice SO4. This is the formula of ammonium sulfate. So like that you have to practice some different chemical compounds. So this is about how to write the chemical formula. In the next class we will learn about the very important concept that is called as mole concept. Thank you.